What is going on, guys? Back with another video. So the layer one market is very saturated. There's a lot of options when it comes to, deciding what layer one you want to basically buy. And, you've got massive players. You've got the likes of ETH, BNB, Solana, Sui, AVAX, HBAR, Ton, Aptos, Tau, Cass. So there's a lot of options, right? And the list is huge, right? And today what I want to talk about is Sonic. This is a project which I actually used to hold Fantom many years ago, and obviously with everything that happened, a lot of conviction was lost, a lot of trust was lost. And since then, the upgrade to Sonic, I have had a lot of people asking me what are my thoughts on Sonic, and I'm also seeing that there is a pretty big community behind Sonic. 1.8 billion in market cap, so it is pretty high, but we have seen other layer ones go on to smash past 10 billion, 20, 30 billion plus. So is this a project that has potential to? We're going to have a look into the project, right? So something which is really important when it comes to layer ones, you want to have a look at the growth, you want to have a look at the TVL on chain. So obviously Ethereum still remains the king. We've seen Solana, how Solana's performed, and we've also seen the likes of Tron, Sui perform really well, AVAX, and Sonic is currently number 12 in relation to TVL. And you can see, just how much this has grown over the past year or so, which is good to see, right? So that actually shows that there is a lot of adoption going on. And, we're going to have a look and see just exactly what this aims to do, right? Because it's been a while and I haven't really looked at it in depth. So as you can see, layer one aiming to be the highest performing EVM layer one, combining speed, incentives, and world-class infrastructure powered by the S token, which is the native token for Sonic. So basically, if you held Fantom, you basically would be able to upgrade to this on a one-to-one basis. And you can also bridge from a lot of different chains. You can also stake it as well. So you can see here, for people, if you're a user, you can get involved and basically do different tasks and earn points and basically get exposure to airdrops, and also for builders as well, which is important. There is pretty good incentive that they could potentially earn around 90% of the fees from the apps created. So as you can see here, this is obviously a good way for different developers to earn, passive income. And you can see here, fast chain, 400,000 transactions per second, which of course is fast. Of course, we have seen, quicker. You think of something like Tectum, which of course is high risk, 3.5 million. So again, speed is important up to a certain point, right? But 400,000 TPS is, obviously very fast. Also, the transaction fees are very small, which is good. You can see here Sonic VM, lightning fast execution, 100% EVM compatible. And the main thing when it comes to a layer one, right, you want to obviously see what are they building in terms of an ecosystem, different apps available. So you can see here some of the projects on the ecosystem. Again, you've got various categories. You've got, as I've said, launch pads, gaming, social fi, lending, dexes, infrastructure. You've got some AI, obviously also memes. And you can see here, this thing here, Degen Express, which is obviously the, pump fund equivalent for Sonic, I think. So yeah, there's a good range of different projects compared to obviously some of the bigger chains. This isn't as big, but you can see there is a good range, right? You've got different dexes, which is obviously going to help with the volume for Sonic. So again, good to see good range of different products, integrations, integrating with Sonic. So again, that is one of the most important things when it comes to a layer one. As I've said as well, TVL is really good as well, over 1 billion, which is very, very healthy. Again, this is the main token, the Sonic token. And again, you want to make sure that the token has that utility in place. So again, Sonic token, you can stake this, you can use it for governance to basically, have your say on where you obviously want the project to go. Security, obviously, by staking it, you can secure the network and obviously earn passive rewards. And of course, it is the main sort of token for the gas fees. when you're integrating and interacting with the chain. And as I've said here, you've obviously, if you held Fantom, you've obviously already upgraded. So yeah, you can also here, you can operate a Sonic validator node as well. Shows you again how you can earn some passive income if this is the chain that you want to do that on. So first impressions, it looks good, it looks decent. Of course, the main drawback for me was obviously what we saw with Fantom, and generally speaking, people prefer to go for something fresh, which hasn't had any history. But I do understand that the project can move back and bounce back, which it does appear that they're doing. So here's the team as well, fully doxed, and you can imagine that they have a lot of experience. You can see here plus 50 professionals from all over the world. Something which is really interesting with Sonic is how they market and how many events they have, community-based events, education. You can see here they do have this sort of summit in Vienna, which is a good way for to gain exposure, to get more sort of integrations, more partnerships, and really market this project, right? So that is good to see. That is another important factor for me when it comes to investing into a project. Do they know how to market? So you've got here, you can see all the various different events they've got. They had this one upcoming in Hong Kong, in Denver. So it's good to see, right? This is also important, even though you might think it's not. You can see here community hosted network events as well. So again, getting the community sort of opinion on board as well. Sonic University here, where you can basically learn more about Sonic, which is also a good touch. And then also global communities, again, very important to have different communities, different language, also merch on here as well. So as I've said, good to see apps on here, every single category. You've got I think you've even got some AI projects on this as well. So yeah, guys, ultimately, in terms of my impression of this, it looks like a decent layer one, right? Obviously a lot has happened since Fantom. The team have, sort of continued to, push the project out. A big community as well, big followers. And the main thing with this as well is a lot of people are talking about Sonic, a lot of interactions as well. And you're seeing a lot of influencers starting to talk about this, or they've been talking about this, right? Which is a good good point, right? Because there is a lot of layer ones which people just forget about because there is no hype. And I do think Sonic is definitely one of those layer ones which is getting more and more hype, more and more adoption, which is good to see. Also here, which is really interesting, one of the exchanges, one of the main exchanges, you can see just how they're growing in terms of the volume, in terms of the fees generated. So that is also a very good point, right? Regular updates here as well, which is again very important. This is also a page based on the Sonic ecosystem. It's going to show you all the various different projects which are looking to build on Sonic. Partnerships here, more interviews, more meetings. Very good to see. So yeah, guys, if for my opinion, if we have a look at the price, 1.8 billion. If it was to go to something like Sui's current market cap, you're talking around a 5x, just over a 5x, which would be around 11 billion in market cap. Is that possible? I think that's very possible. As I've said, guys, if you look at something like, 20 billion, which would be, close to 10x. Again, for me, guys, Sonic is a project which I think can potentially 5 to 10x. As I've said, this is something, if you're looking for some sort of, humble returns, you're not looking for like, your 20, 30, 40x, because of course, that is very unrealistic, right? So impressions of Sonic, I will keep up to date with this. But since, it's been a long time since I've looked at this, it looks good, guys. It looks decent. I think, if you want to invest in a layer one, it's a decent option, right? So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Just a quick sort of update on Sonic. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and also give me your thoughts on Sonic, and I'll see you very soon for the next video.